Hi, welcome everyone who are listening, taking the time to listen to this weekly Tiara Talk. I'm Peg Rowe, one of the Tiara managing partners, and today I have with me.
Franciska Dekker, also one of the Tiara managing partners.
Wonderful, wonderful. So for those of you who listen to us regularly, you know that pretty much at the end of every week, we come together and we talk about, something that's on our mind or on our clients' minds. And as today is a Friday, it really brought to mind for us that we have this intentionality about what we do to start our weeks typically, but sometimes we don't have the intentionality around how we bring our weeks to a close. So we thought it would be interesting to have a conversation around how do we actually end the week Friday powerfully in ways that feel good? So when I say that, Franciska, what comes up for you? How do you reflect on that for your week?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is when you talk about ending powerfully, is like what is power, and that is related to feeling good. That you can feel good about the choices you made, about what you've done, what's completed, and also feel good about what not may have been completed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so ending the week powerfully. And you also you mentioned intentionality. And I'm thinking, yeah, intentionality. I do start the week with intentions. And there is this scheme. I have my calendar, and the important things to do or to accomplish are all marked there. And I realized that my primary focus is very much about getting things done. Huh?
Yes.
What is getting done? There is a pitfall related to that, and that is that I forget about how I want to feel by the end of the week, and it is part of my planning process because the planning what I do for the week, I have these routines which are valid for the week, but also for the day and even for conversations where I prepare myself. But the part about being intentional about how I want to show up and how I want to feel, they are there, but I also park them relatively easy. Like, I know that, let's focus on what needs to get done.
Right, right. That's because you're so human. You're just like all the rest of us. Like we tend to focus on because we can measure the what gets done.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what makes it tricky for me is I can measure that and I can check it off, where the feelings part feels sometimes like it's a little bit more nebulous. So I do have to be intentional about remembering how do I want to feel. The other thing that comes up for me in this conversation is that I've recognized now that powerfully completing as part of the productivity cycle is super important. And when I do it every week, that it allows me to organize the things that have occurred during the week, get files put away, make sure that I'm taking care of the things I committed that I was going to take care of. It's really an alignment exercise. It's having me align not only my feelings about the week and how the week ended and feeling good about it and feeling like there was an accomplishment there, but also physically. Like if I walk into my office and I've got piles of files hanging out everywhere, it's distracting. And so I know that if I don't take care of that and handle that, that distraction will cause a misalignment. And that will actually interfere with my ability to produce results over the weekend or the beginning of next week. So I've realized I don't like to end my week in a way that I sort of feel like I just sort of throw it in my office and then Monday morning I have to come in and make sense out of everything. So it's really important to me. I've recognized that if I just spend that hour at the end of the day on Friday, like getting things back in order, having some sense of what my priorities are for the next week, then when I go to set intentions for the following week, that I'm actually in a really good place to be able to identify very quickly, here's what's important, and I'm actually ready to go. So I'm not spending a lot of time having to get everything into alignment. And it's actually much easier at the end of the week because it's all fresh. By Monday, it's not as fresh for me. So for me, alignment is a really important element to producing results. It's part of our model, but I recognize personally that if I'm aligned with my feelings and intentions and values, and I'm aligned physically with my environment, that most things happen with much more ease than if I'm not.
Absolutely. Yes, I love that you bring that in Peg. It's the integration of the internal and the external environment that you're talking about. That's
right.
We get those aligned and not focus on just the one or just the other, just outside or just inside. Indeed. Yes. Yeah.
It reminds me of that quote that you've used before that I happen to love as well, the one from Emerson, and we won't get it perfectly because we didn't prepare for that. But there you go. You have it right there. Yes. Will you read that for us?
I have it right here. Yes. It says, finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities have crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. I love that.
Yeah. I love that. And I think a lot of what you and I are talking about are setting the stage for us to be able to do that kind of completion of our day and our week in a way that actually does feel good and does feel complete.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything else to offer on this topic as we bring it to a close here?
Not particularly, Peg. I think we've hit the most important, the essence of what we want to share, what's important for you and for me, and what's also important in view of our thinking, the Tiara way of thinking.
Right. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this talk, we do these brief little conversations every single week. We post them on our Tiara Resource Circle and our Facebook page. So you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. And if you like these, you'll find them posted there. And it's our way of staying connected with each other about what's important, as well as our community. So we invite you as our community to join us in being in this thought process with us. So we hope you have a wonderful weekend and off to a great start next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.